Okay, can I just comment?
Please do, please do.
Okay, I think there is, getting into LaTeX involves quite a steep learning curve. And it's quite, I mean, the payoff is enormous. Speaking as an ex-linguist, one of the reasons I tried to persuade my graduate students, particularly, to get into LaTeX was because it provides enormous benefits when you're doing something like writing a thesis. It'll handle your example numbering for you. It'll do your bibliography. It gives you all of the tools to produce the graphics that you require and so on. But quite a large proportion of students found the foothills of this process very, very disconcerting. So anything which makes it easier to approach would be very good. I noticed that in a completely different domain, and one of my other activities is involved with Prolog, programming language. And there's a variety of Prolog produced in the Netherlands called SWI Prolog, which has produced web-based stuff. So you can do all of your stuff on a web interface, just the way you were demonstrating a minute or two ago, as far as LaTeX is concerned. So it's clear that the future actually lies with the web.
I'm a mathematician, and mathematicians are always trying to prove things. And recently, a formal proof system has come out that's gaining some traction amongst working mathematicians. It's called Lean, L-E-A-N. And again, that has got a browser-based implementation. So you can just go and visit, and it's completely reduced the barrier entry, and that's the same as the CWSI or CSWI interface you were talking about with Prolog. I think that something that might help would be if mentoring was available. And I think the big benefit, the people who really benefit from mentoring will be the mentors, because they will understand, they will get an appreciation of the difficulties being faced by students. So I think perhaps a mentoring program might help, and some sort of pre-canned templates would help. There's something else, which is, I use GitHub a lot for programming. And if you put your whole project up into GitHub, then people can take it as a template. And one of the great things you can do with GitHub, it's not exactly easy, but it's not difficult, is you can get GitHub to automatically compile your document every time you submit a change to it. And that means you don't even have to install any software on your machine, except a basic editor and Git. And so I see some possibilities, and I'm sure there are others, based upon what you've accurately reported, I think, Stephen, about the benefits of LaTeX in the academic setting. I'll be quiet again now.
One of the things that we do at Stockton is we have a course called Foundations of Mathematics that is required for all students before they take upper division courses. And we decided to force students basically to turn homework in LaTeX. And one platform that we found is very useful is called Overleaf. It's a free implementation of LaTeX, and it's been really a game changer. Students learn quite fast, much faster than in previous times I taught the course. And Overleaf also has several tutorials that are very useful. For example, how to create tables in LaTeX, which is tricky, and the like. So students, and also it's a free platform, so they don't need to download anything. They just prepare their homework in Overleaf, and then either they send me a copy via email or just send me a link, and I can access their work directly in Overleaf. So this has been proven very useful for younger generation to start learning the language.
Overleaf knows what it's doing, and it realizes that the social and collaborative side is really important. I spoke to a former colleague at the Open University a month or two ago, and he said that Overleaf has greatly simplified collaboration with co-authors.
Perhaps I could toss in some historical memories here. We all got started with tech because it solved an immediate problem we had, that we wanted to display nice looking documents with technical materials such as mathematics and pictures and so on embedded in them. And we probably could have, many of us, continued to do exactly that, and don't realize that there's also a collaborative aspect to tech, namely that it isn't useful just for mathematicians, but people in all areas of science and medicine and the humanities can find it useful. And I've been associated with the Tech Users Group, and I'm a past president of it as well for about 40 years now. And one of the things that I greatly enjoy about our annual meetings is that we meet new friends who are using tech in areas we've never dreamed of, and doing unusual things. We had a talk some years ago about typesetting an entire Icelandic dictionary in tech. One of the more memorable talks was in 2004 when I traveled from Salt Lake City, which is the city founded by the Mormon immigrants who moved here in July 1847. And I traveled to Xanthi in Greece. That was the year of the Olympics that were held in Greece. And they started just about the time the conference ended. And one of the talks there was by an American computational linguist, not working in America, but working for Xerox in France, who traveled to Greece to talk about his work on the Deseret alphabet, which was an alphabetic system for writing English developed by Mormon scholars in the mid to late 1800s, and was used for a period in the hope that they could have a writing system that was more logical, one glyph for one sound and so on. It never really caught on, but it was used for a number of years, and the Book of Mormon was produced in it. A number of church documents were done that way. But I found this fascinating because, here I was traveling all the way around the world from Utah to Greece to learn about the history of my own state. That's just been a great deal of fun. And I have a great many friends in the Tech Users Group that I visited in their countries, and they've come and visited me here. And we come from different areas. We cover essentially the span of everything: government, industry, military, academia, people who aren't involved with any of those, but are just using tech for doing fun things like typesetting chess boards.